When the ecumenical expedition arrived in the Cornucopia system, it was in chaos. The Cornucopia revolution was in full force. Above and on Cornucopia, the revolution burned across the planet. Rather than poking the hornet nest immediately, the Onnick fleet toured the other planets of the system, Borea, Dodona, and Calvary, and approached them in peace. These colonies, though self-sufficient to a degree, suffered through the revolution. Lacking supplies and administration, these colonies wanted no part in the revolution, and with a little aid and persuasion from the expedition, saw no reason to maintain their loyalty with a burning world. Without a single shot fired, 3 worlds have left the Union and joined the ON. Back on Cornucopia, the revolution was finally reaching its end. The last bastion of the monarchist held on, but only for now, as the rage of the people they abused will soon tear even that down. At least, that was what's supposed to happen, but instead, with a short but bloody intervention, Union force came to the system in their own initiative and rescued the ruling families and their loyalists, taking them to the relative safety of Golgotha. While not being able to stamp out the last of the monarchist force, the revolutionaries celebrated their victory, and the nobility on Golgotha patiently waited for a chance for their revenge. It was, in incredible irony, that both Union and Onnick forces didn't crossfire a single time in this entire conflict. The Ecumene expedition was traveling towards Golgotha's system to bring Golgotha into their empire, but the military presence of Union there disencouraged them and they simply left. The Union force also didn't try to bring Borea, Dodona, and Calvary back, and left as quick as they came into the system. It's very ironic, because what's going to happen soon seemed disproportionately brutal. After however long it took to bring the news of Cornucopia back to Cradle, hardline elements in Union Navy and First Committee reacted with fury. With a vote of no confidence on the inability of First Committee in solving the problem, the First Committee was dissolved, and replaced by the Second Committee, or SECOM. This new committee, formed by a popular right-wing hardline group with backing from generals and admirals of the Union Navy, became the earliest iteration of what will soon become as the anthro-chauvinist movement. It might have been possible that what happened in Cornucopia's system was simply what broke the camel back. The inability to react to any galactic event with any form of initiative would make spontaneous, hasty, and radical decisions rather popular. You might also ask, what the heck is anthro-chauvinist? Anthro is a prefix meaning human or humanity, while chauvinist could be defined as an irrational belief in dominance and superiority of one group. In short, anthro-chauvinist could be described as human supremacy. However, exactly what is being defined as humanity here is an entirely different case. Some dipshits believe some humans are made more equal than others after all. And SECOM, seeing the ON as alien invader, waged war with them as the first decision of the Second Committee. Here's the question: how do you wage a war that will take centuries to reach the front line? Simple: wage the war like how a caveman would, by throwing something at the problem. Piston One is a mass shotgun-style kinetic strike, thrown directly at Onnick's base to hit Onlist at a significant percentage of light speed. It would take forever to reach its target, but it will reach there eventually. In fact, as of 5016 U, some 2000 years later, Piston One still has not reached its target. The worst has not yet ended however, as back in Onnick's space, the Onnick people saw what happened in Cornucopia's system as a bloodless victory over the Union, proving the righteousness of their cause. It was a time for celebration, a time to be proud of being an ON. Then Medhat On came back with a message. A full quarter of the population of the ecumenical mandate have witnessed the same event, Piston One coming to end the Onnick people. Yet none of those people happen to be the ecumen, the leader of the ecumenical mandate, or majority of the navigator, the chief officers of ecumenical faith of path. While the legitimacy of the ecumenical mandate and the path were seemingly proven by the existence of Medhat On, their lack of answer as to why the harvest star has returned and how to deal with Piston One, on top of the fact that they couldn't predict or see neither of these events coming, caused a schism to take place. The oracular navigators, those who have seen the visions, have gathered the public across the mandate to question the ecumen and non-oracular navigators of these events, and later, condemn them of their deception. With legitimacy of ecumenical mandate in doubt, the oracular demanded a change. A change to lead the Onnick people back to the grace and glory of Medhat On, and to assert the validity and righteousness of the Onnick people in the face of a humanity that clearly wanted them dead. What happened later was essentially a bloodless coup, as the oracular navigators and the allied civilian leadership occupied the ecumenical tower while the ecumen fled on list, fearing for their own life and unwilling to use force on the people. What came next, however, wasn't bloodless at all. While the ecumenical mandate has ended, plenty of Onnick people remained loyal to the ecumen, and what followed was a long and bloody civil war, with more casualty than the Onnick people thought possible. Right now, however, majority of Onnick people that have supported the oracular navigators have declared the ecumen to be no more, and they would all ascend in their place, to become the Onnick ascendancy. The second dawn period has begun. It was kinda ironic once again, because both the Onnick ascendancy and Secom never directly fought each other over the course of the next 2 millennia, all the way past the end of Secom. Yet, the decisions made by their founders will plague the descendants of their descendants, who will pay the cost of their mistake. It's something to think about at the very least, something that should be thought wisely. Now, let's talk about something else.